Y'all check it out, man. I got my man Collier. Y'all have seen him before. I just wanted to shout him out in this video. Valedictorian, just graduated Kentucky State, right? Playing baseball and 4.0 GPA. That is off the chain, man. I had to tell him the other day that I congratulated him, but he's in for a cut. We're gonna cut him down. We're gonna go ahead and pick it out, cut it all down to a number 8, give him a high taper, maybe a little enhancements on the hairline, and let's get it. All right, guys, so we're gonna start off with the number 3. I'm just gonna kind of clear this panel and set up for our high taper. So we're gonna do a slight arch. So I'm just gonna take the 3 and I'm kind of gonna flick out, and I wanna create that arch area. It just kind of has a little lip of hair right here between the fro on top and the high taper. So we just wanna connect that in. You guys know I like to prepare my panel when I'm doing a fade. And you can see now we have a nice panel cut down to a 3, and we can come in and do our taper underneath. All right, guys, so you can see the shape right here. We're gonna follow it from the corner of the C cup to the back of the ear in that same exact shape. So I can just start here. I'm using my Andis Slimline Pros. Now I'll come back here to the ear and start it, and you guys can see the shape. We just wanna mimic the same shape. So I'm gonna pivot my finger, make a nice, not really a circle, but just an arched guideline that will follow the shape of the weight line at the top. Then we'll go ahead and bald out all this down here, and we can come in with the shaver, get it down to skin, and we'll start our first step going up. All right, guys, next up, lever all the way open. We don't have a ton of room here, so we're gonna go up not even quite a ½ inch. You can see just a baby guideline, and I do love this texture of hair because of the way that it waves. You guys can see, like, even just putting this guideline in, it kind of already looks blended out. So we're not gonna have to use as much space. We just wanna work it up slightly. We have up into this weight to blend in, but we just wanna make a nice clean guideline, and then we can start to take the line out from the bottom. All right, guys, these are my custom Influencer Edition Low Pros. You guys are seeing them first in action right here. I just was telling Collier about it, man. These are sick. We gotta get Babyliss to make these. So y'all go to my Instagram and comment on my reel showing these green Low Pros and tell Babyliss, like, yo, we need these, brother. Y'all need to make these. You guys, I just came in with the lever half open. We punched the line in with the Slimline, and you can see that's all it took to get that line out. Now, next up, one guard all the way open. Same thing here, guys. We don't want to go up super high. We want to kind of see this start to come together. So I'm going to kind of flick out, but also make somewhat of a guideline, another, you know, maybe just beyond the ½ inch. And we just want to see this starting to connect together. So we don't want to make a harsh guideline, so we don't have a lot of room to blend right here. So we're gonna go ahead and set this guideline, and then we're gonna work our way down and connect all this together. But you guys can see it really already is looking pretty solid. All right, so we started with the 3. Now I'm gonna come through this top line right here with the number 2. It is all the way closed. And again, we don't wanna see a guideline. We just wanna connect into what's above, but the 1 left a little bit of weight. So we just want to soften that up. Make sure you guys are brushing, especially with this texture of hair. When you cut it with the clipper, it's going to go up, and then we need to brush it back down so we can see what we're dealing with. So number 2 all the way closed. Then we'll go to our 1.5, and then we can take the last line out that you guys see right here. All right, guys, now 1.5 half open, and we're going right below where that number 2 was. So we want to be very careful, really only cutting until it looks how we want. So if it's already there, we can stop cutting with the 1.5. I'm just going through where I know I need to be, making sure that it connects in. All we have left is this very slight line right here that will come in with the 1 close and start to attack. Now I can come in with the 1 close, and we're just gonna start to attack this last line that we have left. There's not a lot left, so we're gonna be very careful. Just slowly work this line out. And sometimes I like to just get it close, leave it alone, and then we can come back after we do the lineup and detail any dark spots that we have. But you guys can see that is looking pretty solid. I don't even know if we need the half guard, so. Just because we know the half guard goes in between here, halfway open, I'm just coming through here very carefully. Anything that's still kind of dark that I don't like, I'm just gonna flick it out. So you guys can see this taper is pretty much done. Nice and easy. These Low Pros are a beast, guys. So these are the Nicole Renee edition. I just customized the lid. So if you guys did not see that video, definitely need to check it out. But hopefully we're gonna have Seancutshair Low Pro limited edition coming soon. We'll have to see. But these things are a beast, guys. Definitely an improvement from the old ones. And I'm not talking about the color, I'm talking about the clipper itself. Opens up further, they cut any texture well, as you guys can see. And we got this taper all the way together. Now we'll go ahead and move on. I'm gonna do the other taper, do the back taper, and I'll get back with you guys when we do the lineup. All right, guys, we're gonna line up around the ears. We're gonna start down here at the first point that we have consistent hair. That's about right here. We're gonna aim up behind the ear. And guys, these are my custom low pro trimmers. I have not used them yet, so this is the first head they're going on. You guys see, we'll take off. This is all overhang, so I brushed the curls that were left over the hairline, and we're just gonna cut off all this overhang that is hanging past his line. So we'll kind of get that out of the way, and then we can sharpen up the line and detail it as we get towards the front. Do the same thing on the other side, and we'll move on to the front hairline. All right, guys, so we're gonna do a quick lineup first. He asked me not to get into his hairline on the edge over here. His last barber got into it a little bit far, so we're not gonna push it back to where it was. We're gonna leave it light. So for that reason, we're gonna add some enhancements just to enhance him. Also, to kind of fill in the corners up here a little bit. He don't have it too bad, but you guys can see it is slightly lighter in the corner. So just to give him that overall finished, nice looking haircut today. I know a lot of y'all hate enhancements, but you know, he in here about to go to a tournament tomorrow. I ain't cut him in a while. We're recording a video, so I want to give him the sharpest, nicest cut possible. So we're just going to enhance the line slightly. Leave it natural over here where the pushback kind of was. That way it can grow back in nice and full. All right, guys, we're gonna do a slight enhancement. I'm gonna use the no drip first. We're gonna spray it on the vertical bar, darker at the top, kind of try to blend into his natural hair where he was pushed back slightly just to help out. Now I'll move the card up to the top corner. And I'm gonna do the 3-step process that my man Beam does. So we're gonna use the no drip underneath. You guys can see, still kind of looks fake. That's one thing I don't like about no drip by itself. We'll add some fibers on top of that, and that will give it more of a natural hair look. But you guys can see, now we get the nice sharp line over here that he was talking about without having to push it back. Now we'll work our way across the front. All right, so just to assist this, guys, we're gonna add a light coat of fibers These are the brown Tomb45 fibers, and you'll see when I get this on top of the hair, it's just gonna look a little more natural than what the no drip looked like by itself. All right guys, we're coming with the razor. This is the Tomb45 triple cartridge razor. I'm just gonna scoot everything to the line that we already hit. So we're not trying to take any more hair off. We're just basically gonna clean up his forehead, any extra fibers. You guys see we're getting that ash line. So I like to take a comb that off. We want a little bit of that, but we don't want it too crazy. So now I'll come in and hit it again. Now I can see it a little bit better. Take it to the line. This is the Tomb45 triple cartridge razor, guys. This is what I always have used. It's the exposed blade. So you get 3 cartridges with 1 razor. 1 is exposed, 1 is medium exposure, and 1 is low exposure. So you basically have barely any blade sticking out. And that's gonna be safer for like head shaves and things like that. But I like to use the exposed blade because I can see what I'm doing and get the line nice and sharp. All right guys, that is it for the cut on my guy Collier, high taper. We trimmed the fro down. I think he looks much better than when he came in. This is my dog, man. He waits all the way till he comes back in town from college. We got him all the way together. But I appreciate you guys watching. If you wanna watch the big chop transformation I did on him, you guys click right there on the side of the screen and make sure you check that out.